Hello. It's another week, and I'm not alone. Somebody is on fall break this week.
Yay!
Which means I did not go to the thrift store today, so I don't have any thrifted stuff to share with you.
LOL.
But we did go look at Halloween stuff, and somebody started work on his Halloween costume.
Nyan Cat.
He's probably going to be Nyan Cat. We picked out this first. I'd seen these a few weeks ago. This is the first time he got to see them. I figured he would like these.
Everyone, look out for Nyan Cat for Emma's son, Mom's son.
Yes, he's going to be Nyan Cat. But so obviously this is all we have so far since we just bought this a few hours ago. So you need to figure out how to make the Pop-Tart body and the rainbows. I was looking at people's ideas online, and they tend to wear like the Pop-Tart on the top, and then the rainbows either come out the back and they're like held up like a sail, or the rainbows are like flooping around their legs like a tutu, which is probably going to be the easier thing to do.
This is what it looks like when you're wearing it.
So,
No. I know, so that's not it.
yeah, that's not everything. Don't frisbee the cat. All right, get the other thing.
This is not part of the costume. It's just a thing that we got.
You got
It's a glow-in-the-dark machete.
a glow-in-the-dark machete.
Glow-in-the-dark part.
Yes.
Non-glow-in-the-dark part.
And then another thing we got, actually we didn't think too far ahead on this, it's on the kitchen table. We kind of collect those plastic buckets that are shaped like pumpkins. We haven't actually taken this into the dark to see it glow yet. But.
I know. I was under my blankets once to see
Oh,
it
you were under your
glow,
blankets to
but I didn't see it glow. So
well, probably because it's too bright.
Yeah, and maybe it hasn't charged much yet.
Maybe. So are you going to get the pumpkin bucket?
Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah.
I've been collecting these pumpkin buckets for years when I see them on thrift stores for like 50 cents or less. And we have a few different colors and a few different faces, but this is the first one in this color and this face we've gotten. So we went ahead and splurged and paid the whole $1 for this today.
Lol.
And then the stickers are on the desk. The other Halloween thing we got, well, we got some candy corn. Now you don't need to bring in the candy corn.
No, I'm just putting the pumpkin
Okay.
bucket.
And then we got some Halloween stickers.
These are the one Mom got.
I love those cats. The bats are good too, and the spiders.
And these are the ones I got.
Yeah, and those are...
No, I got this one because I got it.
Yeah, but you need to angle it so that the camera can see it. So we got some silly pumpkins. Actually, we're going to share these. I need to cut them apart so you can have some and so I can have some. I'll probably put one of the cats on my computer monitor because I'm like filling it with little cat stickers.
I'll probably put one of the cats and also the golden happy pumpkin.
Yeah, you have stickers on your monitor too because we like stickers. So like I said, really no doll stuff.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to be my co-host? Yeah, I have a few doll things here to show because the reason I don't have much doll stuff is because
you dabbed
this.
Because you dabbed.
You might not even be on camera with that.
I hope I am because dabbing is awesome.
Dabbing is awesome. Every dab is awesome.
Yeah.
So I mentioned last week that I went to the thrift store and there was that big giant bin of linens that was everything you could.
Can you stop talking for a second?
That's what I do in my videos. Why? Do you want to say something?
Yes.
What?
I said something.
So you let everybody see all the cheese around your mouth.
No!
Yes, your mouth is covered in cheese.
No, it's not!
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Go look in the mirror.
No.
Go look in this mirror. There's cheese all around your mouth. See? No one wants to see your tongue. Remember, there's a camera there.
No, I did not remember that.
Yep.
There was no cheese on my mouth.
Well, now it's on your sleeve.
No, is it?
And that means we're going to have to take all the pins off your jacket and wash it.
No.
I know you live in that jacket.
Seriously, bro.
You still have cheese in your mouth.
No,
Is
I
Chip
don't.
still in here? No, you freaked Chip out too much. Chip was sleeping on a blanket in the sun.
Hi, bye.
Yeah, I know it's not that easy to get rid of you. So one of the things
Mine.
is a little big for you.
This metal box is mine. And this triangle sign.
Don't sing too much, we'll get a copyright takedown notice. So one of the things I grabbed out of that box and stuffed into the bag, hold on. As I was saying, one of the things I grabbed out of that box was this quilted blanket made of this shiny synthetic, like acetate polyester blend, or maybe rayon polyester blend, something synthetic, and quilted with this really long running stitch with this cheap metallic thread. And pretty much everything I bought from that big bin and stuffed in the bag, I bought with the idea of turning it into something else. And this is actually what I had in mind for this jacket that looks like it could have come from some bad sci-fi channel background character. Which that is the look that I want on this. So this is obviously the thrifted quilted stuff for the outside, and then I have the zipper was something I thrifted a few years ago for just the zipper. It was like a tracksuit or something that was in terrible shape, but the zipper was nice. This lining cotton I've had for years, and these that I put on the sleeves. I decided to put patches on one sleeve and not the others because the blanket was not evenly quilted all over. I got the really fine quilting on the front and the back, but the sleeves were just kind of weird, random, different size quilting. So this sleeve has the more dense quilting. So this side with the less dense quilting, I went ahead and put the patches on. These patches are also things I've had forever, and I have another one of these and like 5 or 6 more of these. I mean, stuff got to come out of the stash sometime, right? When I first made this jacket, it was a nice, fast, well, it went together fast. It took me a while to prep the pattern pieces because the pattern that I had, it was like 2-part front and would have been 3 parts overall for the back, and that was a pattern I cut out many years ago when I was smaller. So I knew that wouldn't fit me, so I fused these, and I didn't want a seam, so I fused the pieces to make one piece, and I did a full bust adjustment, and I did all this adjusting on this, and I improvised, well, the lining I used straight, but I improvised, or the facing was straight, but I improvised this back facing, and I improvised the front lining and had to improvise around this facing, but I made it, and I put it on, and the sleeves were just uncomfortably small. I could not fit any, bare arms went through fine, but if I didn't wear any clothes, it was terrible. And I was bummed, and I went to sleep, but as I was falling asleep, I realized I could add gussets under the arms, so I opened up and cut out this extra piece, and it fits just fine now. It probably won't get cold enough to wear it, but I have my tacky sci-fi quilted coat. And that's what I did instead of doll stuff. The only doll thing that I have done since the last video is I finally took the Get Real Girl that I thrifted that day just to keep that one woman who was buying all the dolls from buying it. I had her on eBay for a low price since everything was sealed. I might put all of her gear back up because I think when people are buying them on eBay, they don't really want the dolls. They just want the gear because it is nice gear. So I might put the gear up, I might not, I haven't decided, but I do have the doll. Now those of you who have been in the articulated dolls and action figure game for a while, this is pure nostalgia. The back of the doll just says copyright 1999 everywhere. I got one of these for the first time. I saw them for the first time in 2001, mid-2001. And they were around for a little while into 2002, I think. But we didn't have a lot of choice then. In America, for articulation, it was this if you get to Toys R Us or order it from like Target online, even back then. Or you had gymnast Barbies. Maybe the gymnast Barbie with the articulated ballerina feet option, maybe the gymnast Barbie with the high heel feet option, but that was it. So this, as far as something that you could go buy off the shelf, was wild. This was, even though the knees are terrible, this was just so much more articulation than we were used to. Actually buying one of these a Get Real girl, I think the one I bought was Skylar. She was the snowboard girl. And I went home to try to look up information about her on the internet, but because this was the internet in 2001, I didn't find much about them at all. I did find out about this thing called a Cool Girl or a Psy Girl, which is a female action figure, and that led me into the whole world of action figures for a while, which is, at the time, was pretty much all Asian. You could not get domestic action figures, but there was a huge variety of Asian action figures. So for articulation, you get Real girls, and like a year or so later, the Leonard had a knockoff called iGirls, which were articulated the same way. I don't think they were quite as muscular, but it was the same idea, kind of. And you might think that, well, those of us who are familiar with this, as soon as we saw Liv, it's like, wow, single hinged elbows, double hinged knees, that's very familiar. I mean, there are obviously differences, not the least of which is the underbust joint, but Liv's articulation scheme very obviously borrowed heavily from Get Real Girls. Hi.
Hi.
Although not her height. So this is not a great body, but it is a body I'm nostalgic for. And I thought I would try to find some interesting clothes for her. So,
Hi.
let me get her dressed.
You might have look weird.
Yeah, goggle boy.
The face a lot.
You have even more cheese in your mouth now.
Are you gonna edit that out in?
I don't know.
Lol, hi. Hi. Mom is doing something. I don't know what she's doing when she's not here, but she will be coming back. Thank you.
Okay, so I had to go boil a shoe to get one of them on her feet,
No.
which her socks in this are from Zodiac Girls from like the early 2000s, and her shoes are from the Ertl female
Don't blame
sportsman.
that guy that was telling you that Mom wasn't here. Thank you.
The Ertl sportsman turkey hunter
Wait,
lady figure,
I
also
mean,
from the early 2000s.
I don't know who that guy was that was saying that Mom wasn't here. Thank you.
So like from here down,
Lol.
it's sort of like period correct, things that she might have worn back when she was new. But from here up, this is like much more recent sewing for me. Because she's a little harder to dress than I expected, because I just got so used to the idea of Liv being a copy of Get Real Girl, more or less, that I forgot that Get Real Girl is a lot more robust than Liv. I don't know if you noticed her. Oh, the Get Real Girl is also supposed to have magnets in their hands so they can hold their basketball and soccer ball, but I pried that magnet out right away. It's not even a super magnet. That's weird. That's how old they are. But anything, I don't know if you noticed earlier, these legs have some really nice muscle tone to them. So the Liv legs, not so much. These legs actually don't have, well, she's wearing underwear, don't have a thigh gap because they got muscles. And the arms are fairly muscular too. I can't remember if I ever went in on one of these and ground out around the elbows to give her a greater range of motion, because even Liv, a stock Liv, can bend her arm more than a stock Get Real Girl. I know back in the day I could not stand Get Real Girl faces, and we were just getting the bodies, because back then to get a body this color or a darker brown, these were like the only thing to get this level of articulation, which now isn't that great, but was still, like I said, back then completely different. So there's a lot of nostalgia in this. I'm not sure if I will keep her or if I'll put her head like on a Liv body so we can have, I don't know. The Liv articulation is just the elbows are better, and the hands, even the Liv hands are more graceful than these, especially with the thing for the magnet in the bottom. And these feet are even bigger than Liv feet. And the body is a little bit bigger than Liv, a little bit bigger than Barbie, but still. Some people like John and Zero, if she's watching, will agree there's a lot of nostalgia here. So that's it. Like I said, not much doll stuff, mostly sewing and kids' Halloween. And I could have not made a video at all this week, but I'm trying to keep it consistent and reliable and something stable, even though things get weird in the world. So I'm gonna try to keep offering Dolly Distractions. I know there are nasty things to think about and not think about. I hope I can help you think, get you where you want your mind to be. Thank you. Have a great week.